Welcome, guys, to another video review of The Hustle. We are the Other Geeks, and we're here to bring you some honest review of one of the best movies that are coming out on Netflix. And this one happens to be one of them. So let's get to it.
Five, four, three, two, one, zero.
So like, where do we start, man? Like, tell me.
Where do we start?
Like, bro, I from the beginning of the movie, I'm sitting here and I'm watching this man walk down this alley, and I'm like, all right, what the hell is this movie about? Like, is this like some drug deal? Nah, man, he's a scout for the NBA, bro.
Yep.
And like, I don't know how realistic it is and how close it is to an actual real scout, but the way the movie portrayed it, it felt like it was like really realistic that they really do go through that
Oh,
struggle
oh
where
yeah.
they're away from their family for such a long time.
Of course, like they literally show different scenes where he's like in different places, different countries, different airports, different hotel rooms, and it just looks just watching that, it looks so tiring as it, just watching it. Like I'm like, damn, that guy has to be tired. And then bro, like the junk food, like he was just constantly eating like shit because of it.
And the funny thing is his wife, which is Queen Latifah in the movie, was a really like health nut. So she's really trying to get him to eat
Yeah.
better. But I guess whenever he's away from her, he's like, all right, let me get some KFC, let me get some Burger King, let me get some of
Pizza
this and
Hut.
that. Yeah.
Which I thought it was kind of like, are they like advertising it right now in the beginning of the movie?
You know what's kind of funny too is that I think those are all the sponsors for the NBA. So like each one of those are like the ones you see in the NBA.
Probably, yeah. I just found it funny. I'm just over here like, wait a minute, because they were literally like on your face with it. I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, like he was, in the beginning we see all of that. It looks like, you can see him away from his family. Not being there a lot for his daughter. And just not taking care of himself, basically.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was almost as if like that was his real life, honestly, because anybody would think about it like, yeah, I don't want to try no crazy cuisines. Let me go eat some Burger King or McDonald's or something like that.
Right,
Because it's something that you know already, but you're in a different country. And he's not traveling for pleasure, he's traveling for business.
right, right. So,
Yeah.
so yeah,
When he when Robert Duvall's character came out, Rex, I thought like, all right, I know this guy's gonna be the owner
right.
for sure. And when they're talking to each other about who's gonna be the next big player for the team, and this fucking asshole Vince, he made his appearance, and like he had that face where it was just like, yeah, I fucking hate you.
Yes, bro.
I fucking hate you.
Before he even opened his mouth, I'm just like, who the fuck is this dick? Like,
He
like
has that face. It's just like, yeah, I fucking
exactly.
hate
Like I already knew from the beginning. I'm like, oh, here we go, and then we can see that everything that Stanley says, he doesn't care about. Like it's like he has this jealousy. I feel like towards him because of how much Rex, his Vin's dad liked Stanley, and I feel like he was just really jealous.
Oh, for sure. Like if it's not his way, it's no way, you
Yep.
know. And I love the fact that when Rex went ahead and said, like, I'm not gonna pick that guy because you said he was bad. Because obviously, think about it like this: you're gonna get a guy that barely shows up to training or practices at all.
Yep.
Like,
Not
nah,
not only that, and then he also tells him like to basically next time like Vince says something like stand up for yourself.
like stand your ground. Like,
So he knows his son is like a handful.
yeah.
But yeah, like when as soon as all that happened, and then they were talking like you said, and then he basically offered him the assistant coaching position, and I'm over here like, oh great, this is amazing. And then I started thinking like, damn, I don't know, I think that was way too easy. Something has to happen.
I mean, yeah, it was way too easy, but remember, he's been working for this man for a long time.
Oh, I know that. I just mean like movie wise. I'm like it was just in the beginning, so I'm like, there's got to be something that's gonna happen.
Oh, I know what you mean. Like basically, something good is gonna happen, but then take if there's a course, I'll reverse it.
Exactly, because I'm just over here like it's in the beginning of the movie, and that type of here your assistant coach already felt like it was something more meant for the end of the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
I can see that.
something did happen, which was Rex dying.
Yeah. So once Rex died, it was like downhill for him because 3 months later, Vince returns Stanley to his old position where he was a scout,
Yep.
making him become that scout. And he has to go out there and miss his daughter's birthdays like he usually does. But like it wasn't in vain because he met the star player that he needed to meet at the time,
Right,
and that was
and
Bull Cruz.
yeah, and he met him not not exactly at the place where Vince sent him, because when he got there, it was in Spain. Like the guy was sick, wasn't he?
No, he just didn't show up. He didn't want to play.
The guy in Spain.
The one that he went to go see his game.
When he went to Spain and they said like I think it was that he was. I thought they said he was sick,
He
but
was
you can talk to the coach. And he's like, "Why do I want to talk to the coach?" And then he went, and it's like, "Is there, is there a basketball place around? And then that's where he found them playing the street ball."
yeah, I know what you mean. So so yeah, and like he really fights for this kid. He was really pushing him because he had the talent. He just didn't have the knowledge still, you
Right.
know. And I love that dynamic where he pushes to get this kid a spot on the team, but Vince, that fucking asshole again, was like, "Nah, I don't want him. He's never really played a real game before." I mean, yeah, but give him a chance. You know what I mean? Like from that point, I was already rooting for the kid. I was like, "All right, let's go. You could do it. Let's go."
Yeah.
The bow cruise missile. Let's go.
Cruise missile. He hated that. Um, but yeah, like they find him in Spain. He's a construction worker. Apparently, he was playing basketball with like freaking boots on.
Yeah,
You
and
know.
then like Stanley follows him home and everything.
Yep. And they're bro, like I mean, if anybody follows you home like that, I'll act the same way that freaking Bo acted. Who are you? He was gonna like fuck him up and whatnot. And then that's when like they offer him, well, Stanley offers him a position basically, which wasn't really there.
Yeah. And on top of that, in order to sell his story that he was for the 76ers, was he called Dirk. He called Dirk and told him, like, "Hey, can you like please tell this man that I'm a real person? Like
He
I'm
was
not just
fucking
some
with him.
creep.
That shit was hilarious.
Who are you? How'd
Who
you
are
get
you?
my number?" Man. But when when fucking Vince was like, "No, I don't want that man," like it threw me off a bunch. I was like, "I'm gonna flip this table. I swear to God."
Yo, I'm saying. And the funny thing is, like, from the beginning, like, this Vince, Vince, he freaking, like, it sounded like he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. Like, he was more interested about, like, how big a person was, or how tall, or wingspan and shit like that, and, like, Stanley was over here telling him, like, nah, like, this guy doesn't show up, in the beginning, this guy doesn't show up, this and that, like, his stats are not even good, and like, yeah, so like, it was. I just hate him so much, bro.
Oh, I hate him too. I love the gift that they gave us in this movie. All these different basketball players, old and new players, that were just there, and it seems like they had a lot of fun on set. Like basically, they only got to play basketball all day.
Yeah,
Like think about it, bro. Like you get paid to just play basketball all day.
right. Like
Yeah,
it sounds fun, bro. It sounds really fun, and like you said, there was a lot of old ones, a lot of newer ones, and like some of them were their actual character, their actual self, and other ones were playing a character.
yeah. Like the guy that played Kermit. He is Anthony Edwards. Well, he was drafted like literally about a year ago, 2 years ago.
Bro, let me tell you, like, oh, This movie made you hate the bad guys so much. Like they did so well on doing that.
Oh, for sure they did. Like it was such a great way of how the script was written to the point where it gave you that hate towards these characters, but also gave you that drive to be like, I'm rooting for the other guy. Let's go.
Exactly.
We got this.
Cause like let me tell you, Edward Kermit in the movie, Kermit and Vince, bro, they were like that. Like who's worse? You know, like I hated them both. Not not the actors themselves, just the characters, bro. I'm like, fuck these guys, bro.
For sure, man. Like other than that, like the fact that this is a true underdog movie
Oh yeah.
because this man never even played on a national team and he came from the bottom and now he's here.
Yeah, and the funny thing is like all the obstacles. You'll think that he just hopped over one. And then he kept going back. Like go forward and then go back. Go forward, go back. Like there was an obstacle for everything. Every time you thought like, yes, he did it. No, something else comes and bumps him back.
Yeah, for sure. And like basically remember when he was down in the movie and like he was really missing his family. And Stanley threw a curveball and was like, "Oh, I have a surprise for you. Meet me in the lobby and let's go to the pool." And
Right.
then he sees his daughter. This man, fully clothed, probably had a cell phone in his pocket, jumped into the pool, and he saw his daughter. Bro, that was like,
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like he'll jump over that obstacle because he was feeling down. Now he's happy, but then what happens? They go to to that tryout, the combine or something.
combine.
Yeah, and then like Kermit is there again, and he finds out like, oh, that's his daughter. So then he starts, you know, saying things to him. Saying like putting things in his head until he snaps. So then like boom, he get that obstacle that he just hopped. Now he's back again.
Yeah, and like I loved also the fact that they were hiding the whole like hand injury from Stanley. Like they didn't explain it until like he really had a deep down moment between him and Bo, and he was like, "Yeah, like I was caught drunk driving."
Yeah. Yeah, and that was the part when, Bo was like, oh, you don't understand. You don't know where I'm coming from, this and that. Like, everything came easy to you. And it's like, what? And then he
Yeah,
starts telling that story, which I loved because I always saw that his hand like that. And I always wondered to myself, like, what happened? He never really said.
when you find out, it's like he also ruined some other guy's career, and he always like had that guilt towards him.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. Like, there were so many good things that they tie in the movie. A lot of questions that you had in the beginning that were answered throughout the movie, and I really love that because some movies, they just don't come back to it. One of the main things was you notice at the end his left arm how, he never had any tattoos on his arms, on
and
the
then he
left
had
arm.
the tree where it said the never back
Never
down.
back down, and like though that got me. Why? Because this arm, his right arm was basically, he said was like for his mom and for his daughter and whatnot. And what about for your dad? That's what Stanley's daughter said is this arm, and it had like nothing, right? And then to then see at the end that he got a tattoo and it said never back down, and it was basically for Stanley. I'm just like, wow. Like I guess like he saw him as a father figure that he never had.
Yeah, I mean, this man basically spent so much of his own money on
Yep.
this kid. He made an investment on this kid,
Yep.
and that was the greatest thing ever because it's like, wow, there's people out there that really care and want to
Yeah.
give you a chance.
All the things he sacrificed for him, even his job. He quit, his job because he believed in this kid.
Yeah, he was even sending money to his mom.
Yep. Which Queen
Like,
Latifah, the wife
who's
of Stan.
Paola?
That had me. That was fucking hilarious. But yeah, it was all these little things, all these things he did. Um, like mattered, and it just made it that at the end we were like just full on happy. Like I felt like I was there, at the last game that they showed when he was selected for the Celtics and stuff like that. Like I felt like I was there and I was cheering them on in the stands with them because of how invested I got in the movie.
Oh, for sure, man. I was rooting for Stanley and Bo like throughout the whole movie, especially when they did the Boa challenge, where
Oh, yep.
Irving, the doctor, was like, "Yeah, let's do this," and like they started this whole challenge and was making a name for Bo.
Yeah.
That was the greatest thing ever,
Yep. Yep. Like that was really there were so many scenes in this movie that just got you so hype. You have the boa challenge where, like you have Seth Curry.
Tobias Harris.
Yes, but like they show up, they're playing and it gets you hype like, "Oh god, he's going full on with this professional athlete and he's like s- keeping up with them." So that got you
Yeah,
hype, and even the training like scenes, bro. Like I felt like I was there cheering him on.
basically like you were watching Rocky, bro. Like that's how it felt.
Yeah, yeah. So
But
overall, like this movie was amazing.
so, how many brewskis do you give this movie?
Oh, how many brewskis, bro? I'll give it like an 8.5 out of 10 brewskis.
8.5.
Yeah,
All right. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I'll give it a nine. A 9 out of 10
trying to
brewskis.
one up me, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, it was a great movie. It wasn't like the perfect movie, but it was a great movie. It was amazing. It keeps you invested and like it leaves you wanting more.
For sure, man. Like it got me to the point where I kind of want to rewatch it. That's how good it was.
Oh yeah, and I probably will. I
Yeah,
probably will. So I'm with you there. You know,
I love a good sports drama, and this was like perfect.
it was.
It
I,
was
I want to see more Adam Sandler doing things like this, more movies, more roles like this.
as long as it's not a soccer movie.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that was a review of The Hustle. It's an Adam Sandler movie. Go check it out on Netflix. You have enough time to watch it. It's a great movie. Give it a chance. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Leave a comment if you enjoy this video. And don't forget, the other geeks will be back for another video.